My name is Ray Pouliot, and I represent Rhode Island. It's an area vice president for retirees, state and municipal workers. As Roger pointed out in the video, I'm also a member of the Rhode Island Public Employees Retired Coalition, and I'm also a member of the State Pension Board. And I taught social studies in East Greenwich for 35 years. We do have some suggestions, and you bear with me. These are just 4 points. I understand that you should have copies of these. One, a one-time 2% COLA added to the fractional COLA declared by pension system in 2025. The fractional COLA legislation passed by the General Assembly in 2023, effective January 2024, has fiscal impact cost of 0.1% for employers. The analysis was performed by the direction of the Senate Finance Committee when it was first introduced in the 2021 session, and assumed a fractional COLA for 2022 going forward. Fractional COLAs in 2022 and 2023 would have been 0.875% greater than the full COLA in 2022. With a declared COLA of 3.5% for that year, in 2023, the fractional COLA would have been 0.78, again larger than the full COLA in 2017, and is slightly less than a 1.06 full COLA in 2023. This proposal makes whole retirees eligible for a full COLA previously scheduled for 2025 prior to passage of the fractional COLA. Or the next one is a waiver of state income tax on public pension benefits. This proposal would mirror the General Assembly's passage of the state income tax waiver on veterans military pension benefits and disability pensions now in effect. It would have no impact on the funding level of the pension system and will provide significant immediate relief for all retirees in the pension system, including those MERS units who are not covered by COLA provisions. State revenue impact would be mitigated by additional dollars in the economy, producing sales and other taxes. And you'll have testimony, I think, next time that you meet, by the National Institute on Retirement Security in their Pensionomics document. And this proposal would be effective for the 2024 tax year. The next is a one-time transition to a full defined benefit plan retirement. Since the current hybrid DB/DC plan has not saved the state any money in required employer contributions and has reduced retirement security, current active employees would have a 90-day window from September to December 2024 to use their TIA CREF account to purchase at an actuarial established rate a service benefit percentage credit, said credit to be added to the service benefit credit earned as December 31st, 2024. Members who exercise this option will have all future employee and employer contributions contributed to the defined benefit plan and prospectively earn 2% benefit credit accrual annually. I understand there have been some other mentions of different percentages of that. This is all up for discussion. The next one happens to deal with maintain the 50% budget surplus transfer. The transfer in 2023 of $6 million into the pension fund, which was not anticipated in the fractional COLA legislation fiscal impact notes of 2021 and 2022, can be used in the near term to underwrite the one-time COLA proposed for 2025. Maintaining this new provision is a sign of good faith on the part of the state to get the pension fund fully funded as soon as possible. And the fifth one, a pension benefit for tied to the federal individual poverty level. This proposal would affect low-wage earners whose pension benefit would be supplemented either through the general fund or through the pension fund once it is fully funded. Again, we've submitted these proposals on behalf of the RIPERT group. And as I said, we submitted some suggestions, and I have some, I guess you would say, personal comments. The pension discussion has been one of numbers and dollars However, it is primarily a story about people. As you look around this auditorium, you will see people who have some personal stories as a result of the pensions change enacted in 2011. I believe that you'll hear many of these today. I'm one of those people. You will probably hear testimony from several witnesses today that is like mine, but I think I have a slightly different perspective in some areas. You may or may not know that approximately 1/2 of the teachers in Rhode Island do not have Social Security because their municipal government decided not to participate in the program. Now take us to 2011, and part of the discussion was, if we suspend the COLA, they still have Social Security. Well, not for a good number of pension recipients, including me. Another area I would like to mention, and I'm sure this will be repeated many times today, will I live long enough to collect the COLA in 2030, 2031? Well, I can testify with personal knowledge that some people will not. Since 2012, I have had several personal friends who have passed away. This year, I lost my wife and best friend. Mary Jo died this past July from breast cancer. She started teaching in 1968, making under $6,000 a year, but she had a promised pension. She taught 7th and 8th graders in Smithfield, one of the communities that would eventually vote not to participate in Social Security, but she had a promised pension. She went to work and rarely took time out only due to illness or to attend family funerals. She taught for 35 years and then retired with her promised pension. That promised pension with a COLA lasted for 8 years. She, as other retirees, did nothing wrong. She went to work and paid into the retirement system with the understanding that she would be able to live with dignity and be able to afford a comfortable retirement. She did not make the decisions to weaken the pension system. Before and after the passage of the Pension Reform Act, Mary Jo participated on behalf of NEA Rhode Island retirees in many meetings to discuss how to deal with the proposed legislation and the enacted legislation. She participated in discussions with the state in what would become the settlement agreement. Was she happy with the settlement? No. No, at the time it seemed the best that could be done. Was she happy? Yes, all right. The court said that the promised pension was not really promised. What a surprise to Mary Jo and other retirees. She and others realized that returning to the pre-pension reform COLA would be very expensive and would slow down the goal of reaching 80% funding by 2031. However, some substantial relief is needed. A cost of living adjustment is supposed to match or come close to the actual increase in cost of living. The COLAs in the years since 2011, when retirees have received 1 or 2 insignificant to help meet the actual increases in the cost of living. All of those decisions of no Social Security and no increase in the cost of living did to retirees was to place them with a fixed income and a time when a portion of their income is for medical expenses. I would like to mention another area. The pension board of ERSRI is asked every month to approve the ESRI members who are working post-retirement. One area that I pay special attention to is education. Teachers are leaving the profession, and school districts are hiring more and more retirees to teach, and they do not contribute into the pension system. Many, if not all those positions, should be filled with younger educators who would be making contributions to the pension system. Also, in my opinion, a school should be filled with a mixture of various ages and experiences of educators. I believe that this makes for the best educational setting for students, parents, teachers, and staff. So in conclusion, please listen and respond to the recommendations that will treat retirees with the financial corrections they need to live a life without fear of being destitute, where active members can look forward to a retirement before they are too old to enjoy it. It is time to treat public employees with the respect and the pension that they deserve. During the pandemic, firefighters and police ran toward danger, not away from it. Hospital workers went to work taking care of the sick. State workers conducted tests of citizens to try and make them safe. Municipal workers continued to administer to the needs of citizens in the cities and towns where they work. Teachers had to change the way they taught practically overnight. Retirees were asked to volunteer wherever they are needed. The citizens of Rhode Island were well served during this time with dignity and care. There was praise for how members handled themselves during the pandemic. Now we are asking to be treated with dignity and care. Thank you.